Parents canceled my wedding venue reservation to use it for my sister's baby shower. I moved the wedding to a different venue and uninvited them. I'm a 28-year-old guy, and for the longest time, I believed my parents cared about fairness between me and my younger sister. Sure, they'd shown flashes of favoritism toward her in the past, but I thought it was the small stuff, letting her skip chores or excusing her tardiness at family dinners. Annoying, but never enough to cause a family rift. Then came my wedding planning, which proved just how skewed their priorities truly were, enough to sever the bond one thought we had. I proposed to my fiancée a year ago, after we dated for almost 3 years. She was the one bright spot in my life that gave me confidence in building a future. We decided on a short, practical engagement period, about 10 months to plan everything. Early in the process, we discovered a lovely local venue, not the biggest or priciest, but charming enough to match our style. The place had a beautiful garden for the ceremony and a cozy indoor hall for the reception. When we first visited, my fiancé's face lit up, and I knew I wanted this to be the setting for the big day. We booked the venue in advance, 8 months before the wedding date, paying the deposit out of our combined savings. My father was there when we signed the contract, and he seemed supportive, congratulating us on locking down a gem. My mother, while less enthusiastic, nodded politely. My sister, who's about 2 years younger, gave us a lukewarm cool, but I brushed it off as typical sibling ambivalence. With the deposit done, I felt a wave of relief. No more venue hunting. My fiancé and I could focus on the rest of the planning. But around that same time, my sister discovered she was pregnant. She'd been dating her boyfriend for only a few months, but the pregnancy forced them both to accelerate decisions about living arrangements. My parents, especially my mother, were over the moon at the news of a grandchild. They started helping my sister plan her baby shower, showering her with baby gifts. I was glad for her, not suspecting how events would collide with my own wedding plans. A month before my wedding, I got a phone call from the venue manager, a woman who recognized my name from previous conversations. She sounded perplexed, telling me my father had contacted them, stating we'd canceled the wedding reservation. The manager said they needed confirmation from me because it was unusual to cancel so close to the date. My heart froze. Canceled? I repeated, baffled. She assured me that my father had called, confidently saying the event was off. But because my name was on the contract, she wanted to verify. Shaken, I told her I had no idea what she was talking about, that I absolutely hadn't canceled. She apologized for the confusion and said the reservation still stood unless I personally confirmed cancellation. Furious, I hung up, my head swirling with questions. Why would my father do that? I immediately called him. He answered casually. I asked about the cancellation. At first, he acted clueless, but after I pressed, he admitted he'd told the venue that we wouldn't need it. My rage boiled. I demanded an explanation. My father calmly explained that since my sister was pregnant, mother and father decided she needed a special baby shower, one that truly celebrated the miracle of life. They discovered that the same venue had an available date right around the final month of her pregnancy. They believed it was destiny to hold her baby shower in that picturesque garden. He also claimed that, in the grand scheme of things, a baby shower trumps a wedding because a baby is the future of the family. I struggled to breathe, hearing how casually he dismissed my wedding, as if it was a meaningless event. My father said, "We assumed you'd adapt. We wanted to surprise your sister with the best shower possible. We can book you another place, maybe a simpler venue." Blood pounding in my ears, I told him I'd already locked in that date. My invitations were out, people had RSVP'd, deposits paid, the works. He responded dismissively, "Your sister's timeline can't change. The baby's coming soon. A wedding can shift." I was speechless at the entitlement. They'd known about my wedding day for months. Now, with a month to go, they'd unilaterally tried to hijack the venue for a baby shower. I told him in no uncertain terms that they had no right to do that. He retorted that families should accommodate each other, that my wedding was just a single day, while the baby's arrival was life-changing. I slammed the phone down, furious tears welling in my eyes. My fiancée found me pacing the living room. I explained everything, that father had tried to cancel our venue, presumably so my sister could host her baby shower there. Her eyes widened in shock, then burned with anger. She asked if my sister was behind this. I shrugged, suspecting mother was too, given how she coddled my sister. My fiancé insisted we drive over to father's house immediately and confront them face to face. I agreed. We arrived to find father, mother, and my sister in the living room, flipping through baby shower catalogs. I confronted them, voice trembling with rage, demanding they reverse the cancellation. My sister acted coy, saying, "This is a once-in-a-lifetime event. I need the perfect location." My mother chimed in, "She's having a baby. You can't compare that to just a wedding." My fiancé snapped that a wedding is also once in a lifetime, hopefully, and we'd already put down a deposit. My father tried to hush my fiancé, condescendingly telling her not to cause drama. I raised my voice, telling them to fix the mess they created, or I'd do it myself. My sister then revealed her sense of entitlement in full. She said something like, "You and your fiancé can always reschedule or pick another venue. I'm pregnant now. Time is ticking." My mother nodded vigorously. My father added that we were being selfish for not accommodating a pregnant woman's big event. My fiancé nearly exploded, telling them we wouldn't yield. I demanded they call the venue manager again, letting them know they had no authority to cancel. My father shrugged, claiming it was too late. "We told them you changed your mind." That's when I realized they truly believed I'd just roll over. I whipped out my phone, dialing the venue manager on speaker. She answered, recognized my voice, and I immediately confirmed we still wanted the wedding. She apologized for the confusion, said she'd disregard my father's false cancellation. My sister exclaimed, "This is so unfair," and my mother patted her shoulder, consoling her. It was a surreal scene, my own family against me. I told them plainly, "I'm keeping my wedding date and location. Stay out of it." Then I left, fiancé in tow, heart pounding. On the drive home, my fiancé seethed, telling me it was time to cut them off if they refused to back down. I'd never considered disinviting my own parents from my wedding, but after that fiasco, the idea took root. In the following week, father or mother bombarded me with calls, claiming I was tearing the family apart by not yielding to my sister's baby shower. My sister posted cryptic social media updates about someone overshadowing her pregnancy happiness. The audacity stunned me. They tried to sabotage my wedding, yet they painted me as the villain. Meanwhile, the venue manager emailed me a final confirmation, ensuring we still had the date. That relieved me. My father's attempt to sabotage had failed. But the tension soared. Then father approached me at my workplace. He came unannounced to the lobby, wearing an exasperated expression, asked if I could spare time to talk. We stepped outside. He insisted I was being disrespectful by ignoring their calls. He explained that mother and sister had put a deposit for that same venue, telling him there was an opening on the exact weekend we booked. He said they truly believed we'd shift to a smaller place without fuss. I was floored at how they'd orchestrated this behind my back. He asked me to compromise, meaning I step aside so sister can have her baby shower at the original location. He kept repeating, "She's pregnant. You must understand her needs." I retorted that we'd planned our wedding for months, deposits made, invitations out, and I wouldn't shift to a lesser venue at the last minute just because my sister was pregnant. Father tried to guilt me, claiming my sister's baby was a new generation, that I should show generosity. My frustration boiled over. I told him this was my wedding day, not a random dinner party. He accused me of being ungrateful for everything they'd done for me growing up. My mind reeled. Did they truly believe a wedding was worthless compared to a baby shower? I ended the conversation, telling him I was prepared to stand my ground, no matter how they painted me. My fiancée, hearing all this, insisted we uninvite them if they persisted. She argued that if father or mother supported my sister in trying to steal the venue, they had no place at our celebration. I hesitated, but realized she was right. They were actively undermining us, calling me selfish, attempting to sabotage the event. Their presence would only breed more drama. So we made a tough decision. We'd move the wedding to a different, possibly even nicer venue, but keep the same date, and we'd uninvite my parents. My fiancé had a lead on a place that just had a cancellation, ironically bigger and more scenic. We took a deep breath, made the switch. It cost more, but we decided it was worth it to avoid father or mother possibly messing with the original booking again. We then sent out a revised wedding invitation to our guests, clarifying the new venue and date was still the same. We included a small note. "We regret that we have decided to exclude certain family members for personal reasons. That note was largely aimed at father, mother, and my sister. None of them were welcome. We told mutual relatives the short version. Father or mother tried to sabotage the wedding date for sister's baby shower. Some relatives were aghast. Some claimed neutrality, but most realized how messed up it was. My father or mother, upon hearing about the new venue and the uninvitation, lost it. They ranted that I was humiliating them publicly. My sister, in typical fashion, posted a rant about me disrespecting parents for a wedding. She bragged that she'd have the best baby shower anyway. But behind her bravado, I knew she was fuming because the bigger, better venue was now ours, and she was left scrounging for alternatives. She texted me vile messages, calling me an ungrateful jerk, claiming I was overshadowing her big moment. I blocked her number. Time ticked on. The new venue folks were understanding of the short notice. We paid the deposit, ensuring no family member but me or my fiancé had the authority to cancel. Each day, father or mother attempted a new guilt tactic. Mother left tearful voicemails about how she always dreamed of seeing me marry, that I was robbing them of a precious memory. Father threatened that if I uninvited them, I'd destroy family ties forever. Sister posted cryptic condemnation, accusing me of lacking empathy for a pregnant woman's needs. My fiancé and I stayed resolute. Why would we invite people who tried to ruin our wedding? A few weeks before the wedding, father or mother tried a last-ditch approach. They showed up at my fiancé's workplace, presumably thinking she might be more pliable. She told me they arrived, feigning remorse, insisting they only wanted the best for everyone. She politely but firmly told them they'd not be attending. They ended up storming out, telling her she was brainwashing me. The nerve, as if I couldn't think for myself. Finally, the wedding day arrived. We felt a swirl of excitement and nerves. The new venue, ironically, was even more beautiful than the first. Lush gardens, a scenic fountain, a lovely indoor hall. Our close friends, supportive relatives, and my fiancé's family all arrived in good spirits. The ceremony was emotional, heartfelt. No sign of father or mother or sister. We prepared extra security, just in case. But they didn't show up. The reception that followed was joyous, with toasts, dancing, laughter. My fiancé and I felt relief that we'd reclaimed our day from the toxic drama. Midway through the reception, a cousin pulled me aside, showing me a bitter social media post from my sister. She was apparently hosting her baby shower the same day at a run-of-the-mill community center, complaining that she was forced to settle for a lesser venue because I took everything from her. She even wrote that I banished our parents for no reason. Our guests shook their heads at her entitlement. I stowed my phone away, refusing to let her negativity tarnish my wedding. Let her have her mediocre party. I was busy celebrating a new chapter with a woman I loved, surrounded by people who actually cared about us. At the end of the night, while hugging guests goodbye, I took a quiet moment with my fiancé. We clinked glasses, reflecting on the insane journey from sabotage to success. She whispered, "I'm proud of you for standing up for us." I felt a swell of gratitude. Indeed, I'd overcame the heartbreak of discovering father or mother valued my sister's baby shower over my wedding, found a new venue, and enforced boundaries by uninviting them. For once, I placed my happiness above appeasing their twisted sense of priorities. In the aftermath, father or mother continued fuming. A few relatives confronted them, asking how they could attempt to hijack my original booking for the baby shower. They tried to justify, repeating that a new grandchild is more important than a wedding, but most found that logic absurd. Sister apparently tried to drum up sympathy, painting me as cruel for excluding them. She spun a story that we'd chosen a fancy new venue, specifically to overshadow her baby shower. She left out how father or mother forcibly canceled my old reservation. In the weeks that followed, the tension solidified into a permanent rift. Father or mother demanded we apologize for humiliating them by uninviting them. My sister demanded I pay her compensation for the cost difference of renting the community center instead of the big fancy place. The audacity stunned me. She wanted me to pay her? I never responded. My fiancé and I blocked them on social media, ignoring their calls. Some extended relatives tried playing mediator, urging me to forgive and move on, but I refused. My father and mother never apologized, never acknowledged their wrongdoing. My sister never displayed even a shred of remorse. Eventually, father or mother must have realized I was serious about no contact. They tried sending me a letter, half apologizing, half blaming me for not understanding family dynamics. The letter included lines about how I'd regret cutting them off once the baby was born. I tossed it. If they want to see me or my future children, they can start by admitting how they sabotaged my wedding for my sister's sake. That day may never come. Some might think it's extreme to cut off parents over a venue fiasco. But for me, it's not just about the venue. It's about them prioritizing my sister's baby shower over the biggest day of my life, lying to the venue to sabotage my booking, and then insulting me for not bending. That level of betrayal exposed their true colors. My sister, who mooched off their favoritism, showed zero respect for me or my fiancé. So I parted ways with all of them, forging my new family with my wife, free from the manipulations of father, mother, and sister. From what I hear, my sister's baby arrived. She had a small party, overshadowed by the bitterness of how everything played out. My father or mother remain resentful, lamenting how stubborn I am. But as far as I'm concerned, they can blame me all they want. I see it as preserving my dignity. I refuse to let them steal my wedding day for my sister's convenience. If they interpret that as betrayal, so be it. Sometimes I reflect on how it could have gone differently. If father or mother simply asked if we could share the day or host the baby shower on a different date, we might have compromised. But they tried to yank the rug out from under me, expecting me to meekly comply. That was their downfall. My fiancé and I ended up with an even better wedding, ironically, and the satisfaction of knowing we refused to be doormats. And that's how it ended. My parents canceled my wedding venue reservation to use it for my sister's baby shower. I found out, moved the wedding to a new venue, and uninvited them. Now we live our married life quietly, without the drama they unleashed. Maybe one day they'll realize their own role in alienating me. Until then, I'm content standing by the choice that preserved my wedding day from their entitled meddling.